I'd imagine in this one, we're going to see a lot more standard play come out from their opponents. Does this change up what they're going to try to do? Are they going to try to go build their comps that they've been running all night? Or are they going to have to try to rewrite it a bit, specifically here for Rage Emoji after seeing what happened in game number 1?
I'm more curious to see if Rage Emoji decides that this is the sort of time that they can experiment. I do know it's the finals, but they're up a game, and not even experiment, maybe just try something that they have been working on. So, your question was essentially, do you think TIAA will play straight up into Rage Emoji, or whether they need to pull out something odd? I think they're confident in their abilities and what they've practiced. Having talked to Shot before, just at BlizzCon, before any of this really started up, he said that they were confident and practiced in a lot of different compositions. So I think they'll stick to what they know. They know Rage Emoji is sort of an uphill battle, but they proved that they can go toe to toe. I don't think they have to go something weird, but if they have something weird prepared, please show me. I love to see it. I mean, it's amateur series. There's no money on the line. And if you can make something weird work, sometimes you really throw your opponent off. They say, "Oh, this won't work in a million years." It happens to me all the time. I'm playing, I say, "There's no way I lose to this composition." You lose to it, and then you're just on the tilt. Whether or not that will work on Rage Emoji, most likely not. But what else
So
is there on Tomb of the Spider Queen? It doesn't feel like a map that you can really cheese.
Right, but we do see Maiev banned yet again. TIAA has banned Maiev in every single game this evening, and nothing's going to change here on Tomb of the Spider Queen. They're going to follow it up with that Mal'Ganis ban, and Garrosh is going to be the fourth and final one here in the top half of our draft. But his first pick, and finally it's TIAA getting a chance at having their own first pick. They've been selecting a lot of these maps we've been going to tonight, and not a lot of first picking in these drafts.
Yeah, I'm curious to see. Most likely Tyrande. Yeah, Tyrande is really risen in priority. I'm surprised she doesn't sneak into the first bands, because every time she does, basically one of these other four come out. And that's what I was saying about just the health of the meta right now. Diablo Genji. So looking aggressive, taking the Diablo away from Tyrande, as that is a very potent combination. And I expect to see the Johanna again. I mean,
Yeah,
probably right here.
I'm thinking that Johanna. I'm thinking maybe they want to go back to the Thrall. Ancestral Wrath can get some pretty good value into a Diablo. Instead, it's going to be the Rainer, which, maybe not a terrible pick in itself. Something that was run against them in that last match. So taking away some options from their opponents, taking a hero that, quite frankly, synergizes pretty well against the Johanna or with the Johanna, because Johanna won't be on the other side. So I think these are fine picks, and I think leaves them opportunity to go a few different ways with those last two as well, which is kind of the important part.
Yeah, always a comp that doesn't give anything away. Like you said, Rainer's strong into the Genji. Just when you start plinking Genji when he comes in, he attacks slowly enough that the Protect doesn't really turn on him too much if you're DPSing him, and also he hits significantly hard. If you end up critting the Genji, he's gonna have to evacuate pretty quickly. Junkrat ban. Junkrat, just like we saw in his performance last game, he can rotate, wave clear, just do everything so well. Really poke and interrupt. That's the most annoying part, when he just sits there poking and interrupting your turn in over and over and over again. He can boop you over walls. He can boop himself over walls. Curious to see what we get here. Not a lot of a support choke. Deckard Cain, sort of standard, and a Yrel, perhaps. A cool Dan coming out. So wave clear city for Rage Emoji, and this is sort of a classic composition. So we talked about nothing weird, standard comps. I mean, you've got a dive hero, you've got a wave clear, very strong backline hero, you've got lots of setup and CC between your healer and your tank. It's going to be a tough nut to crack.
Leoric, Jaina, so they're going to get a lot of wave clear with these two heroes. Leoric should have an easy time in that bottom lane. Of course, we got to see if it's going to be potentially the Yorel as an option here. Who else is still available? I mean, do they want to go that Thrall potentially here?
Could be Thrall. There's Ragnaros is up.
Ragnaros, right?
Ragnaros is available. I'll remind Rage Emoji right now at this moment the Ragnaros is available, and it's an Abathur, an odd pick for Tumo Spider Queen, and not a solo healer Abathur like we've been seeing. So odd. I mean, really, Genji, How on Genji is gonna be your hat target most likely. It's odd. To be honest, I really like this composition out of TIAA. I like the Leoric pickup. The Jaina Johanna is disgusting.
So for me, Fear, the biggest difference right now is you look at the heroes for TIAA, almost all of them have ample wave clear. On the side of Rage Emoji, you really just have the Gul'dan, who's going to have a lot of weight on his back to clear these lanes out. Who's going to help the bottom lane Abathur if that's where he's going to float around? Someone's got to respect this Leo that's going to be down there. I just think as long as TIAA can control the lanes, can control the speed at which they're able to knock these waves out, at least until level 10, they should have free reign on the map. But here we are. It is map number 2, Tomb of the Spider Queen. And on this left-hand side, your game 1 winners. Throwing the roses is Diesel on that Diablo. You got Caesar Salad playing the Deckard Cain. How Win, he's going to be on your Genji. Noah on Gul'dan. And rounding it out on the Sluggin' Pajamas, it's Liam on Abbott.
And on the right side, once again tonight, trying to pull this series back from the brink is TIAA. We've got Corgi Booty on the Leoric. Shot, playing Johanna. Treebeard on Raynor. Legacy on that Tyrande. Keep an eye on him for sure this whole game. And Fancy Pants rounding it out on Jaina. I'm telling you, man, Legacy on Tyrande. I'm telling you, it's scary.
Yeah, I mean, this is the map where we saw that Owl get that final kill, bottom turn-in spot. So, bringing it out again, Tyrande is, as far as I know, I think, is it undefeated tonight? No, Reborn. No, it wasn't Reborn. Who else ran it?
I believe it's been in
it's
game.
It's undefeated
Other
tonight.
than the ban, there was one ban,
Yep.
and then that was it. Yeah, it's undefeated. I mean, she really is sort of the premier support right now. Let's see. We have Genji and Abathur in that bottom lane for now. What's going to be odd is Rage Emoji's inability to really fight before level 10. Wow, Diesel taking so much damage. He does not fall. How moving in, trying to get a little bit of counter damage onto Legacy. Wow, Legacy getting hit by the corruption, nearly falling. Nice heals, securing his escape, but geez.
Yeah, and you know, I said this early game, it really should be all TIAA in these rotations, but I mean, right there, you see first blood of the game. It's Raynor down in that bottom lane. You put a hat on a Genji, and you know that's enough. So, first blood, Rage Emoji on the board, and they have a little bit of a lead right now in the gem count. Actually, it's only 1 gem, but nonetheless. Early game that rightfully shouldn't be theirs is seemingly looking like that's just the case.
What I'm really going to be looking for is when the waves get offset and whether TIAA can create a huge advantage for like turn-ins on that in that situation. How just barely dashing out, getting hit by the Owl there, keeping tabs on him. But basically, TIAA is going to try to push the waves in so much, create such an advantage there that they can cause Rage Emoji to have to make a weird kind of decision to survive. Corgi Booty looking like he was actually going to be able to live there, moving in a little bit aggressively. He is Leoric, so it doesn't cost him any time or XP, but it does cost him 13 gems, which this early in the game is significant. Big push coming in bot with the Siege camp, Johanna rotating down, so trying to create a structure advantage over the Abathur. But an odd start to this game number 2, I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, this has got to be the play from them is push with Siege Giants, but now Legacy, 45 health, 5 health, will he be able to get himself up? Doesn't need to heal, he survives all the way down to 5 HP.
5 HP.
Tyrande will get back to base and live to see another day. Corgi's still up top. taking care of gems for TIAA, but let's do some caster math. 46 total right now for Rage Emoji. They got to start looking to get their turn in. Shot in trouble. Pops Iron Skin. Will be able to walk back. Scroll ceiling not going to connect. But that's gems in the bank from Corgi Booty. After his death, he started to rebound and really got back to collecting those gems up in the top lane as the rest of his team making this rotation, really holding down the mid lane. It's been Leo top, and oddly enough, it's been Fancy Pants on this Jaina playing this bottom lane throughout most of this affair.
Yeah, Jaina can be strong in the lane. It's just once she uses her Blizzard on the wave, you really don't have anything else. You just have to play as defensively as you can. Corgi Booty attempting to turn in these 3 gems, just really controlling the area and trying to make sure Diesel is interrupted with his 21 there. Genji and Liam on the bot, trying to keep this as cleared out as they can, but Genji's spending a lot of time having to wave clear and not doing the job he wants to be doing. But that being said, TIAA is not forcing the fights and forcing Genji away and creating an advantage themselves. So if they can just hold out to level 10, they're going to be on even footing, and that is sort of a scary notion for TIAA right now.
Diesel keeps trying to look for that turn in top. He's holding 24 gems now. Not enough to get the turn in completed, but enough to make it a threat for almost anyone to complete the job. Corgi's going to get another interrupt on Diablo. As minions are crashing top, it's Abathur holding down that top lane, and I think it's got to just happen. If you're TIAA, you got to know you're looking for fights early in this match. If you wait till level 10, that's when Abathur is going to start coming online. You see Mule beginning to get value at mid, healing up that wall. Owl not able to kill the Mule at all because it's not a hero. And that's Rainer down for the second time. Bottom lane, Genji swiping in with the Abathur hat. So they're really struggling to deal with this. And my opinion is they really should just be looking for it. They need to start getting in these pits and jumping right on top of Diablo and at least taking a fight and putting some damage on him instead of giving everything away for free right now.
I agree. And oh man, this is really difficult. Diesel, I'm just fixed on Diesel watching him try to turn in here. And what's really scary to me is Legacy's been getting away with like 5% HP with just one Genji. Once the double Genji comes in, I really feel like the threat onto Tyrande and Rainer is going to be too much. But Legacy on the interrupts, I gotta say, he is on point, interrupting every single turn in by Diesel. He finally gets it, but still 7 more gems need to come out for Rage Emoji. Liam does have 9 of those. I hope he just knows that he can hold on to those. Just stay safe in your little house, Slug. And Caesar Salad is going to get that initial turn in. There isn't too much of an experience advantage. I'm imagining TIAA allowed this here because the Web Weavers will be pushing in and both teams will be level 10 relatively the same time, as opposed to if they allowed it much earlier, they would have to be fighting into possibly a 9 to 10 or similar advantage later on. So this might not be too bad as long as they don't take all the corruption damage that could ever be taken in the mid lane, which did just happen. Treebeard taking a lot of damage. Diesel is in deep. Legacy a bit further forward than I think he'd want to be. All the members sitting around 40-50%.
Oh, that corruption.
Jeez, the corruption damage is
Noah's been ridiculous in this game so far. Already sitting at 24k hero damage, and we're only 7 minutes in. He's not even level 16 yet, but Gul'dan looking like a late game hero already. He now has his Horrify online. Both teams sitting with their level 10 talents. There's the APOC flipping over Legacy right inside. D-Blade on top. There's one, there's two. Rainer's dropping Hyperion to try to counter some of this damage. It could be Caesar Salad falling. Decker Kane, he's drinking potions. Caesar Salad, oh, he's going to make it out. No, there's going to be a huge entomb, but it's going to turn around. Corgi's the one in trouble now. He's going to fall. 17 more gems on the floor, and Caesar Salad, enough Kool-Aid in the jug to keep himself alive. And that ends up being a 3-for-0 in that total exchange there. Great fight for Rage Emoji.
Yeah, and just an unfortunate thing about Leoric on this map, everything about Leoric is strong on this map, but you can't play Leoric like you normally would, just dying to get that trait value. You lost 13, then 17 gems, 30 total gems. It's such a huge blow to his team over the long run. When you're trying to come back, you really want to hold on to as many of those gems as you can. He goes right back to it. And now this is looking scary. That D-Blade coming out from Hao in the last fight was absolutely perfectly on point, with the Genji clone coming out right afterwards. Tyrande and Raynor just getting absolutely sliced in half. They need to be more careful with their positioning. They need to be more grouped up as a team, but it's so difficult to have it there, forcing the other lanes. I mean, this is just, it's a tough situation for TIAA.
Shot. He represents that first turn in right now for TIAA, getting it interrupted by Noah on the top side, but he's going to start to channel up again. Bottom side, another fight breaking out. Diesel, he's again trying to click in those gems on Diablo. He's been a pest, a big Lord of Terror pest on this bottom egg spawner, but he's going to give it up for now. Both teams seeking experience, but closer to level 13 right now is Rage Emoji. And they're going to almost have it with that fort going down bottom from that siege camp that was pushing. Now it's shot. He's caught. He's body blocked in by the big boy. Diesel going to charge him into a wall. There's the Horrify. Johanna without Iron Skin. Shot's in big trouble. There's going to be that stay long and listen, going to lock in Raynor. But Shot's still surviving. Now turning it around. Leoric showing up, but getting slammed into a wall. Swift strike upon quickly by Genji. Now's the D-Blade. Legacy's going to fall as well. A double kill for Rage Emoji as they cement themselves now in this mid-game. Level 13 talents online. That was a clone being used, but they find another structure, and they're about to find themselves their second turn-in in a row here.
That was so close. Although 2 members of TIAA went down, they were so close to surviving. Treeboard getting the chase on the Liam. Blue Webweavers getting turned in. Shot escaped in the most uncanny way, just dodging skill shots and all that in the team fight. But Corgi Booty and Tyrande end up falling, and it sort of turns into the loss that it originally looked like it was going to be. Another turn in, this time keeps looking threatened with the waves pushed up fairly far in bot and mid lane. Or is Rage Emoji just going to look towards the top lane, start to open that up, look for the win condition in the top with the boss? Ultimately, it's looking like that's the situation with this fort wall already opened up. Diesel taking the shots, making sure the creeps live as long as possible, and I don't think we're going to have an aggressive rotation. Level 13 still not achieved for TIAA, and they're sort of having to play scared now.
They're going to have to play aggressive once 13 clicks in, because it's only going to be about a minute or two before level 16 is here for Rage Emoji. With this Webweaver pushing top lane, it's already gotten down one of the turrets. Looking at the second one now. They should be able to get this. But here comes the fight. Corgi's going to push forward with that big Wraith Walk on his Leoric, but it's only Diesel. He's the only one stuck out right now. Let's see if he wants to drop the Entomb. Very low, but there's the Horrify. Lunar Flare going to connect Diesel. He's very low. There's that Entomb, but he charges right out. Shot. He gave him a target, an opportunity to leave that, but finally Diablo's going to be down. Icebox from Jaina. Fancy Pants finally going to fall. Hao Win putting out more damage every single time he pulls out the Dragon Blade, and that's going to be Corgi Booty down on the backside as well. Leoric's down. A double kill again for Rage Emoji. Treebeard could be 3. Abathur with that clone looking to finish it, but can't get the job done. But it is level 16. It's 53 out of 60 gems on hand, and looking really good. Liam even able to walk all the way up on the slug to cash him in.
It's actually insane to look at this game and say this is a game where it's 11 kills to 1. All these fights are so close. They really only gotten 1 kill on TIAA. How is that possible? It just feels like they've been getting more in the team fights, but somehow Rage Emoji just barely pulls it out every time. Diablo is actually falling here, and that is not going to be his souls. Let's take a look.
That's rather significant, because now Shot, he's able to turn in. Finally, Webweavers for your red team, TIAA, opportunity to find themselves level 16 on the backs of these Webweavers, and that was actually huge for them. They took care of Diablo's souls during the last fight, and that time it was a pretty unhealthy Diablo trying to walk in there and got caught out a little bit too far. Shot with the great blessed shield, able to lock him in, and really it was Fancy Pants cleaning it up with that Blizzard. Just enough damage to finish off the Lord of Terror. But here we go, level 15 and a quarter for TIAA, looking for that all-elusive level 16.
Yeah, Diablo is going to be coming back up, but once again, he's only got 27 souls. It's not like he's sitting in the high 80s or 90s where he's still going to have good health coming into the fight. Hyperion coming out, forcing the team of Rage Emoji back, but Genji's up in the top lane just soaking. It looks like they're going to concede this fort. Corgi Booty moving in, but that's just looking to get the damage reduction from Wraithwalk. Corgi Booty taking lots of corruption damage. They're going to take that mid fort. They're going to get the level 16 talent tier, which is gigantic for all the members of this team here. They're going to look for bot fort as well. So a little bit more even footing. They haven't lost any keeps. You're on even talent tier, although this has been a bit of a struggle of a game, and you're playing into a level 16 Avatar here. I gotta say, I'm looking at the stream, you know, and it's 16-13 on the stream 2 minutes ago, and I'm looking at the live game right now, and it's 17-16. So TIAA.
And it was only one kill.
Yeah, one kill.
One kill made that big difference.
And look, they've got the turn in now. They've got the turn in now.
Avatar's got to scout this with mines right now. No one else is able to get in here. Decker Kane's going to be first to look in. He might get himself caught with this, and Toomey does. Caesar Salad trapped in. There's a stay a while and listen, but everyone, they're already on the point. Pow win, Dragon Blade down. Backup Genji coming in now, but he's going to be the boss stun, helping get the job done. Diablo now, he's low armor reduction. Diesel's going to fall to this Blizzard, or is he? No, he will not. The turnaround kills coming out from Liam on the Genji clone, and now Shot barely gonna get away with 44 gems. Treebeard trying to Hearth, uses Hyperion in a panic mode, and another kill. What just happened?
How did they win that?
Hands on the head.
How did Rage Emoji win that? I mean, an unbelievable call by TIAA. The fight's happening. The initial kill happens by TIAA, and I'm just going, oh, this is a wrap. They've absolutely won this game. They've created an advantage where they have in the fight, and they're gonna have the boss. The boss stun lands. The immunity coming in perfectly as the boss stun lands. I mean, the boss is gonna do a little bit of work in the top lane. Ultimately, it's basically a distraction play, but Rage Emoji is so good. Jeez Louise, man. I mean, talk about execution.
I mean, they took out real Genji, and it was clone Genji still alive that whole time, and they even with the boss stun, protected by the way, doesn't take damage from that, but he's able to get back up on his feet and start ping-ponging back and forth with the Swift Strike. Diesel, once again in trouble, but he's on full souls, he's got a lot of health. Corgi Booty, the one without a lot of health, luckily avoids that horrified Corgi, though, finally falls there. And I believe that was an Avatar hat. No, it was the Goldan, alright. But, you don't want to be losing heroes right now. You got to be able to defend this. Now, level 20's in your face. Potentially about to lose this top keep. This is going to be tough to defend.
Yeah, one of the scariest things is dying late on Leoric. You can still, he still has 26 seconds. He's hitting every drain life, but you still are dead for such a long time as Leoric late game. Corgi Booty backing up. I guess if anyone does die, that's your best situation. But late game Leoric deaths are just as devastating as other heroes. So now we finally have a one keep advantage going over to Rage Emoji. But what is this game actually? It seems out of control. I still feel like TIAA can pull it back. If they had taken that boss play possibly a little bit more, I think Corgi Booty was looking for an Entomb there. I think their best bet, sit back,
Liam.
for level 20. Oh my god, what is Shot doing?
Did you see Liam? He's all the way up there. Shot was looking for the turn in, and June gonna drop on Noah, but he's able to walk right forward. APOC now flipping over Shot. He's stunned inside. Hyperion over the wall, but Shot, you're in a lot of trouble. You're holding all the gems to your team. You gotta survive. By pushing them the wrong way, but Liam once again on the clone, able to Swift Strike in for the double kill. You thought Genji was the hero, but it's really Avatar getting it done today. Liam showing how to play the clone. And that double kill should spell the second keep of the game, and potentially the entire evening could be over right here, Fear.
It's looking like that is probably the case. They are backing up. They're looking to get the keep. I don't know if they're just looking for the mid wave as well. The top wave isn't really that close, so they might just back up. They don't have a turn in quite now. 1 minute 30 on the boss. Scouting Liam with the owl, so this game isn't over, I guess, which I absolutely love. We do have Leoric coming up and Johanna coming up in just a second. Still 76 gems on this side of TIAA, so if they can get just 1 or 2 picks and a turn in, this is not out of control. I really wish they could get the level 20. The Silence Entomb is going to do so much work, as well as the Johanna level 20, all the other level 20 talents, and it's looking like they're going to get there. It's looking like Rage Emoji is not going to be able to close this out before they get level 20. There's going to be a legitimate chance for TIAA here.
And the other thing too, it's 90 gems that TIAA is holding on to right now. Still not enough for that 65 turn-in for Rage Emoji. So level 20 in a fight, and there's going to be that big fat Wintermute coming out. Diesel being slowed tremendously. Corgi Booty now, he's all the way up here. Watch for that huge Entomb. Can he drop it? Can he find anything? Diesel down first. Souls are gone. He'll respawn in 3. But now pushing forward once again. Corgi Booty's still here. There's the clone. Liam trying to find anything he can. APOC coming out too late. Clone's going to be down as well. Genji's dead. And,
Big bitch from the earth.
Oh my. Again!
Again! A fight they are straight up losing! A fight that they are losing, that they just managed to win it. They just managed to, the remaining members, hold on, get the value. It reminds me of these Chinese teams in the international events where they just win, outmatch team fights. I mean, absolute mechanical skill. Huge.
I just can't make sense of how these fights ended up. Like...
We're gonna go watch this. We're watching this replay later and making a VOD or something, because I don't understand about 3 or 4 of the team fights that have gone on here. Just absolutely top tier. You know there's a million little plays in those team fights. Look at Caesar Salad just hogging around the core there. I mean, well deserved by Rage Emoji. You can never say they don't earn it. But I gotta say, TIAA, if people thought they knew the sort of amateur meta, right? It's Reborn, it's Rage Emoji, and it's Psystorm. We didn't have Psystorm here this week, but those tend to be the top contenders. But TIAA, nothing to scoff at. They did beat Reborn. They didn't really stomp them out, but those games were closer than they appeared against Rage Emoji. Those games were unbelievable.
Absolutely, and really Noah, Goldan, tons of damage, but I got to give my MVP of that game to Liam on that Abathur, because yes. I think when we go back and watch it, you're going to see Liam making some enormous micro plays in those fights, able to swing it around. I got the live stream up right now, rewatching that final fight, and it's just ridiculous watching the concentration coming out, the timing of the way he's getting in. Like, I can't. I'm watching it right now. I'm not even believing it. But it really was Liam swinging it somehow, some way, able to just find exactly what he needed at every single moment. And what a night. What a win. Rage Emoji take it over TIAA.